that is nearest and dearest to my heart, because we'll get to the other one, of course. But the Spurs over the weekend did a little magic of their own. They get De'Aaron Fox, Jordan McLaughlin. Here's where everybody ends up. Zach LaVine goes to Sacramento, some first-round picks, some second-round picks, and then the Bulls get Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and a first-round pick. And I'd like to thank Zach Collins and Trey Jones, both of them, for their services as they were for the Spurs. But Lou, I mean, we kind of, the writing was a little bit on the wall, but it's never really done till it's done. So now that it's official, De'Aaron Fox is going to San Antonio. What's your reaction?
I think it's a great trade for San Antonio, right? They went out, got their point guard of the future, somebody to pair up with Wemby. This is a great start. As much excitement that's going on in the league right now with so many different moving parts, so many star players moving and finding new homes. I don't think a lot of these teams are done, right? Like, there have to be other moves to be made, but in the short term, this is great for San Antonio. It looked like the relationship in Sacramento was fractured with De'Aaron Fox. No matter what, he was going to move on this summer, so why not get something for him in a position that you were in? And so for that place, you get a ton of draft picks for the Sacramento Kings, and in return, the San Antonio Spurs, they get a point guard to pair up with Wemby, and they didn't lose any of their guys. Still got a lot of their young talent. Yeah. Still got a lot of their young talent, a lot of these different guys. We knew for sure a Castle or a Vassell, one of those guys were going to be involved in this trade. And San Antonio, they made off like thieves in the night, able to keep all of their young talent and build his team out. So that was my initial reaction, just wow that they didn't give up as many pieces as I thought they would.
Yeah, Michelle.
Chandler, I believe they call it good living, is what the Spurs just exhibited.
You got to be stoked. I mean, I feel like when the trade happens, there's usually like a big winner and a big loser. Randomly, it's like, oh, like that's an even trade. We both got better. This is a slam dunk for the Spurs. And again, now they've set themselves up. They're the new Thunder, in my opinion. They are just on that same trajectory. They get their franchise point guard, all while keeping Vassell and Sohan and all their guys. Castle, like they now have their core. They also still have like 7-something picks. They still have Atlanta's pick this year, so they didn't even have to give up that much. They gave up Zach Collins, who's solid, Trey Jones, who's solid, but the fact that they get to keep this young core together with obviously Wemby as the centerpiece of everything, and you bring in a De'Aaron Fox, an all-star, lightning-fast point guard to kind of set these guys up and grow with them. It's an unbelievable move for San Antonio. And again, you heard the rumors about this one, so this one is least surprising than the ones that we're going to talk about coming up. But unbelievable job by San Antonio here. They got a lot better.
All of this happened so quickly, and I think a lot of us thought Shams got hacked, especially when we get to the Lakers stuff. But I kept waiting for the details. Like, I thought for sure, they kept saying that the rookie, Castle, was off limits. Okay, so I thought Devin Vassell for sure then is gone. To see that they made out the way they did, they kept CP, which is, you get to keep your coach on the floor. Like this, it's an insane takeaway. I already guaranteed the Spurs were making the playoffs. Like, yeah, am I a super fan homer? Sure I am, but I'd already guaranteed it. Now,
guaranteed
however,
before?
Chandler.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Oh, yeah, I guaranteed it. I guaranteed it when the season started. I already put money on it before the season started. But here we are. Anything for you guys, Chandler? Does it move anything for you, or do we need to wait a year?
Well, I think the overall big picture of this team, yes, they got a lot better. Now they're still currently sitting in the 12th seed. They're 21 and 25, so they still have a tall mountain to climb here, but they got a lot better. There's no doubt about it. This team has gotten better. They're so young. They're so fast. They're athletic. They've been building without this trade. I mean, they've been making some real strides. They've won some big games. They've won some close games. So they've already shown the growth of this team. And now you add someone like De'Aaron Fox who comes in here and just gives them a completely different dynamic that they've never had. Guaranteed playoff is tough. The Dallas, Phoenix, Sacramento, these teams are still solid in front of them, but
we like the odds, though.
I tell you this, guaranteed to make the playoffs next year. I guarantee you that. Now, as far as this year, they're going to make the play-in and anything can happen, but I don't know if I'm ready to say that.
Beadle, what do you think about the odds right there? Is that
I took it when they were bigger than that. So
plus 360?
I'll throw a couple more dollars on it at plus 360, but I feel like I'm making out like a bandit regardless. I feel pretty good about my my preseason futures pick. You know me, Lou. I like to guess.
That's what I'm saying.
I get that they're in 12th, but I'm not saying that everyone ahead of them is necessarily going to crush the rest of the way. Get to that, of course, but I feel pretty good. Now we got to look ahead of playoffs, right? Because that's all fun and games, but the point of this entire business is to win championships, Lou. You can pick the year, by the way. I won't give it to you. It's like, okay, so it's not this year, Is it 2 years from now? Is it 3 years from now? Like, when are we talking Spurs as contenders seriously again?
We're a ways away. We're a ways away. These young guys, yeah, we're a ways away because the other teams aren't going to stop playing. Like the Boston Celtics are going to continue to get better. As much credit as we've given OKC, that team is going to continue to get better. We're calling them another version of the Oklahoma City Thunder. You know what I mean? And so
who still haven't won a championship?
Who still haven't won a championship? They're first in the pecking order of up-and-coming teams. You know, this makes it exciting. This puts San Antonio back in the conversation. But they got to make the playoffs first. In order for you to win a championship, you got to get in the playoffs. They got to take baby steps in order for them to be as successful as they want to be to have championship trajectory. So what are we, 4 or 5 years out still?
Yeah, and again,
5.
I think when you add infrastructure like this, now you're going to see other vets that are going to want to go to San Antonio. They're like, this is now becoming a destination, which, Michelle, you've lived there, but I don't think it's a destination.
Just keep it basketball. Keep it basketball.
I'm still a resident, Chandler.
But think about this. Now, OKC is an attractive place to go live and play basketball. San Antonio is attractive. It's because of these ownership. They're building these teams that are fun and they're youthful and they're exciting to watch. So, again, like Lou just said, the Rockets are still really young. The Grizzlies are still really young. The Cavs aren't going anywhere. The Celtics aren't going anywhere. So they don't just hop the Oklahoma City Thunder. Think about how much they've been building, what they've been putting together. And they still haven't even really gotten close to a championship. So championships don't just happen, but this was a move to put them definitely in the right direction and one step closer.
And like you said, now it becomes a destination, right? You get an opportunity to play with Wemby, a proven young guy that's going to be one of the best players for years and years to come. You pair him up with De'Aaron Fox. Now, if you're a veteran player, you're like, this may be somewhere I can go and add value. This is somewhere that I may be able to go add to what they're doing. So this is a step in the right direction, but I still feel like they're a ways away from championship.
And you know what else I love? I love when teams, they always talk about maximizing a guy's potential or maximizing the years he has. Making a move like this is maximizing Victor Wembanyama's career, right? Like, you don't want to keep wasting time. God bless, I hope he stays healthy. We've never seen anybody like him. So with him healthy, why not go and add a De'Aaron Fox? Why not go for it all right now and swing for the fences while you have this dude who, again, is only going to get better and better, but look at these highlights, are nuts. This is the definition of actually doing that. Not just saying it, not like saying, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. They are making moves to maximize Wemby right now, which, as an organization, as a fan base, as Victor Wembanyama, I'm stoked.
I mean, look, it's been, 5, 6 years since they made the playoffs. I, as a fan, lifelong fan, I thought this process would be even slower, right? Like, I thought, okay, got Wemby. I have to be realistic about how quickly. This feels like they realize, all right, well, let's not waste any more time. This kid's ready now. Because he seems much wiser than his very young years as well. So this was about the best weekend I've had in quite some time. And that's including having to get on an airplane, Lou. That's how happy I was about this. It almost calmed me down for a second, not all the way.
You would have freaked out on my flight last night.
Chandler, well, that's why I'm driving back to Texas.
I almost texted you. I was like, my Wi-Fi was here. I was like, hey, check the app. This sucks.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me. I got 2 weeks. Guys, but the trade that went down, where I think we all might have been texting Shams incessantly, like, have you been hacked? Have you been hacked? Is
Shams
what happened
still
at
hadn't
about.
texted me back. That's how busy he is.
He hasn't texted anyone back. This happened after midnight East